Before we get into the background of this story, is there anything new this morning?
Not yet. I mean, there's obviously a lot to work through. There's a lot of financials involved, and the other thing that's kind of I think been a complicating factor for everybody is there's 8 teams looking for a manager right now. So I was talking with someone else in the business this morning, and they were like, "Well, what if you get an offer from, say, the Twins, but you know that the Padres, still want to talk to you?" It's like, what do you do? It's a really good question. So. I'm not suggesting that Tony Vitello is out there weighing multiple major league offers, but I think what we need to know is just how much he wants this, and everything we hear is that he does want this, and this isn't just a way to drive up his Tennessee salary. So, but the Giants are going to have to make it worth his while. I mean, not only will this be really unprecedented to hire a Division I coach straight into a major league manager position, but I mean, he's going to be basically an entry-level experienced guy in terms of pro baseball, but he's not going to be paid like one. I mean, they're going to have to, really make it worth his while to leave Tennessee. So, there's a lot of factors that they're working through, and also we know that the league does not like teams to announce things on days that there are postseason games, and obviously the Blue Jays made sure we'd have a Game 7 tonight. So, maybe by the end of the week we have some resolution.
Bags, I saw a report yesterday that Tony was back in Tennessee, actually at a volunteer practice. Do you think it's possible that maybe Tennessee could counter offer and try to outbid the Giants to keep him in Tennessee?
I mean, there's going to be an offer. There's going to be, they're going to try to keep him. They're going to, basically, do what they can to make it attractive for him to stay. I mean, he's really valuable to them. Obviously, we know that there's a lot of money in college baseball that maybe didn't exist before. I think that's one of the things that's probably happening right now.
Talking to Andy Bagley of The Athletic, as he's the one who's been out front of this story. So when the day that Bob Melvin was released, you wrote a story including Vitello's name as a candidate. What had you known about Buster Posey's relationship with him to make that a plausible name to float?
You know what? Honestly, what I knew was Drew Gilbert, and I don't know if any of this happens without Drew Gilbert. I really don't. That's one of the questions I'd be really interested to ask Buster if this does end up, culminating in a press conference to introduce Tony Vitello as their next manager. How much did what Drew Gilbert did to the clubhouse, to the dugout, to enliven everything, bring some spirit, some energy? How much did that sort of make you wake up and think, maybe that's what this organization really needs. Maybe that's what this clubhouse really needs. And I didn't really know a whole lot about Tony Vitello before that. And, in reporting the feature that I wrote about Gilbert in September, it just really seemed like this guy was a Pied Piper. He's really changing the game in a huge way. And I'd heard that there was going to be a challenge maybe for as many teams looking at managers or manager changes. Maybe the supply and demand would be a little out of whack, and some teams might have to look at less sort of the candidates that would be a little more off the grid. And I think, what? This is the kind of guy who kind of just fits the description of what this organization needs right now. So that's kind of where that started. And I'll be really interested to hear just how it started in Buster's mind.
Bags, last question for me. You reported on this story on Saturday, and you said that they were close to coming to a deal. Does it happen this week? What does the timeline look at? And does Buster get Tony to sign on the dotted line?
I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. This is not something that the Giants floated out there. They've been locked down. We don't have any team sources on any of our reporting. It's all through the industry. So this is not to their advantage to have this news out there. It obviously doesn't help their leverage if they really want to get this guy. He's got some choices to make. He's got the balls in his court, really, Tony Vitello. And, maybe another team will look at this and be, hey, why aren't we talking to this guy? And all of a sudden another team's calling. So, there's a lot of different permutations, but, this is the guy that they've offered the job to, and now we just have to find out if they can match it up.